Let's get started, guys. So I hope you had a great night. Good evening. Ready to see what this day is all about. So we have Nvidia's earnings behind us. Um, a bit all over the place, to be honest. Stock went up. Stock went up about 3% on the earning release itself. I think during the call they said some things about China shippings that might affect again the bottom line, and yeah, that quickly faded, gave back the gains. Now we stand above 1% from yesterday's closing price. So it's not that bad. And to be honest, I think that just flat and small red would have been a huge win. Remember what we talked about yesterday, right? Nvidia's chart, especially the weekly chart, is looking very good. Multi-month base, it's basing is essentially from uh, yeah, let's say October of last year. Since then, we've been building higher lows at the rising weekly structure, and we confirmed a weekly reversal, a full structure reclaim this week. So, uh, being a bit flat on earnings is not bad at all. What we didn't want to see and what we don't want to see on that reaction, obviously, is a failure here. So we're right into those highs from January and early February as well. So obviously, we don't want to see a rejection here and breaking down from that structure. But if we stay tight, if we keep building the right side, that's actually pretty bullish for Nvidia itself, but probably also for the tech in general and the different teams that are kind of touching the AI. So if you didn't get the chance, I shared in the journal channel an article that I made about kind of the Nvidia earnings and the different teams, the different stocks that are in play with this AI uh, kind of team. Everything that is touching it. We're talking about memory. We're talking about power. We're talking about optical communication. All those are super important, and I go in details about what to look for and a couple ideas along the way as well. So if you didn't get the chance to look at it, that might be a good read as well for today. And if you're subscribed to the Substack, you should have that in your mailbox. I send that for free as well. Uh, all right, so that was NVIDIA. Obviously, that created some volatility overnight. Now the market is back flat, so that's good. Um, Yesterday was very good action. So what we saw yesterday was essentially a reclaim of the daily structure on QQQE. That's kind of the first step for potentially morphing into an uptrend attempt. So now we need those short-term moving average to cross over the 50 DMA to confirm an uptrend attempt. But if we do, then that will be another step in the right direction. All right. So we have 2 day back-to-back strong bread. So we had 2 days ago we had a bread trust, so 80 GDB and above. And same thing yesterday. Yesterday was another 85 GDB score. So two bread trusts back to back, coming from an oversold condition, coming from below the daily structure. That's basically what I've been playing in the last 2 days. So far I'm gaining traction. I have good feedback. It can change super quickly. So I'm never assuming that because I have feedback, because I have some cushion, we're starting a new uptrend. That will really be day to day. Assess if buyers remain strong, if sellers are coming back with a vengeance, and if the sellers are coming back, then how the buyers are responding. So we might see a retest of the now rising daily structure on QQQE, on QQQ. That would be kind of the test that we want to see how the buyers and sellers are strong or weak. All right, that's the kind of information that gives good clues. So yeah, so bread trust, we're starting to see short-term bread being a bit extended. We're not extreme. We're not at a potential reversal point. So keep in mind as well when we are coming off a correction, coming off a pullback, that very short term, so the McClellan oscillator and stocks above the 5 DMA, for example, so very short term breadth metrics, tend to go overbought super quickly. And if you go back, let's say in April's of last year, we did reclaim the 21 DMA structure, so the daily structure around the 23, 24 of April. And look where we were. So 23, 24 of April, we were already at 2 standard deviation on the McClellan oscillator. So that's why yesterday in the pit, I don't remember who, but said, be careful, we're approaching kind of overbought on the McClellan already. But when we're coming off a correction, a pullback, that's usually a sign of strength and not a sign to a trend weakening, overbought, late stage. That happens later in the stage if you're above weekly, daily structure for many weeks and you get that uh, quick overbought signal, then it's a sign to trim and all that. But not after a pullback, not after a correction. I treat that as a strengthening signal and not something to be cautious about. Um, all right, so yeah, constructive action again on QQQE. If you take the weekly chart as well, so we were below the weekly structure in QQQE. Surprisingly, we held the weekly structure all along. And yesterday, what pushed me to increase my exposure again, despite the fact that we were having NVIDIA's earnings, is again, the breadth was strong. We had those bread crust, but we also had a weekly reversal confirmation on QQQE. So we closed above last week's high, and we also closed above the 10-week moving average. So obviously, pretty early. The week is not done. The week is not closed, so it can change until tomorrow at the close. But that's the kind of confirmation along the way that are pushing me to increase my exposure, right? Uh, I increased my exposure 2 days ago. I started to engage. We were starting to see that confirmation. Yesterday, we gained another step of confirmation. And eventually, let's see how we close the week. But eventually, we want to see that full structure reclaim that would kind of give the final confirmation. But again, I'm not the type of trader to wait that all the confirmation are there, that everything is green, everything is beautiful. That's usually the time where the market comes in with a shakeout and you get a stress test. So I want to stay where I'm at with the exposure. See how we develop, see if I gain more traction, more cushion, and maybe tomorrow to close the week, I will adjust my exposure a bit up or down. But if we have a stress test, if we have some weakness, maybe next week, that will be the time for me to get really aggressive. Uh, we're potentially coming out of a multi-mount base chop. So if we're breaking out to the upside with the level of destruction that we saw in tech and software and in risk on assets, uh, that's definitely some type of market that I want to be aggressive. All right, watch list, portfolio. So let's adjust the portfolio. ENTC. I added Cipher, Meta, Intel. All right. So Cipher, I'm playing that multi-month base as well. Weekly reversal, 10-week moving average reclaim. We're not out of the weekly structure, but that's the kind of name that you have to grab inside the structure. Otherwise, you're way too far from a proper stop loss and you cannot size it up. So um, I prefer to be a bit on anticipation. The 10-week moving average is trying to curl up. But yeah, let's see how we close the week. Ideally, I want to see that close above the 10-week moving average, above last week's high to at least keep my position. NBIS looking very good. Again, that's the reclaim and backtest setup that I'm playing off the weekly structure. Good close yesterday, good strength. Um, Looks like we want to push off the right side. Again, that's the same type of base and sideway consolidation that we see in those risk on assets. So they peaked in October. They went into a digestion, trying to put that base, trying to reclaim weekly structures. That's the play here. So as long as we don't do like mid-January where we close strong and then slam back down the next week, it's looking good. Tail, that wasn't my focus list. Nice multi-mount base, nice leader as well of the on the left side. And yesterday we had some weakness right at the open, and I decided to add that name of the weekly structure reclaim. Interactive broker still playing that higher low in the rising weekly structure. Intel still looking very good with a nice push yesterday again. We're really close to confirm a weekly reversal right of the 10-week moving average. I also had a Meta yesterday. Um, I want to see how it closed the week, but I like the fact that we're tightening up right at the bottom of the weekly structure. We're building those higher lows as well. Um, that's one of not the leading mega caps, but it's holding the weekly structure when a lot of mega caps are below declining structure. So if money is rotating back into tech, back into mega caps, I think Meta is looking good. So obviously not great RS, but I want to see how we close the week. If we do reclaim last week's high for a weekly reversal confirmation, then I will keep that position. And obviously playing QQQ, so the weekly reclaim. We had a weekly reversal as well 2 days ago. So I'm playing that with futures, MNQ, and same thing for Bitcoin. Uh, very again, that's more of a positioning play. Oversold on the weekly, drew down 50% over a few months. So that's not swing trading. That's really trying to position with a pilot position, very small, trying to build something more meaningful. If we reclaim weekly structure, if we firm up, if we bottom. All right, a lot of if with that position, but it's a small one just to start to get a feeler. All right, and what do I look at? Obviously, with the write up that I sent this morning, I added a couple names into my stock list, and I really want to build that a bit bigger list. And yeah, each night I will kind of just highlight what is my top focus based on that list. What is the most kind of actionable? All right, so Cypher, NBIS, I executed. CLS still in my focus list, but I want to see that 10-week moving average reclaim. I want to see that reversal pivot reclaim as well. And if we can do that tomorrow, I will put back my position. TEL will be too extended. I'm already in anyway. NVIDIA, again, if we do have some weakness, uh, either today or in the next few days, I would like to execute that around the weekly structure. CCL, outside of tech, if you're looking for some exposure outside of tech. Flex, multi-mount base, right into the weekly structure. Interactive broker, I'm already in, but still in play. Same thing for Intel. ETN is a name that I had it for all the industrial automation, as long and power components as well, not just automation. And Rockwell is more for industrial automation. So a nice quick pullback on Rockwell. ETN, maybe not really. We had a nice back test, so we had that reclaim and back test, but I probably want to see how it developed the right side here. So not in a hurry. RCL, same thing as CCL, so those kind of cruise ships lines stocks are developing the right side, their back test of weekly structure, so same setup. We have confirmation from the group, but I don't want to be overexposed there, and I'm not still sure if I want to get into that group. Then yeah, we will have I really want to see if I can get in VST and CG. They will come back into high focus for me. VST earnings are behind. That might be the name that I execute today if I decide to, if I really gain good traction in my portfolio and I want to add some risk. Because earnings are behind. We had the weekly structure reclaim. We have the back test. We're a bit green pre-market on that back test after earnings. So yeah, VST will really be a focus for me. Same thing for CEG, but we're a bit extended from the lows. We didn't get that back test, so I would prefer to see that kind of reclaim and back test in the next few weeks. AMD is still a name that I will watch, but we're still below declining weekly structure. Cisco, a name that I shared this morning in the write-up. ANET as well, still building in the low of the weekly structure, but I want to see how it goes off the right side. Marvel and Hemba as well from the write-up. but still too early. I want to see how they develop the right side, but that might be two names in the next few days and weeks that I'm interested to add to my portfolio. All right, so that's the name that I'm watching. Um, a lot of the name that I had it are really kind of AI team related, either like I said, electrical components, automation, energy, um, chips. Don't have memory because well, I already made good money with SanDisk and WDC anyway. Uh, but they're a bit extended for me for my taste, so I will probably wait that they base for longer. But yeah, that's the name that I'm watching. Again, in the next few days and weeks. Not sure that I will execute any today. That will really require for the portfolio that I have right now to respond well to NVIDIA's earnings, to have uh, good push today. Um, and yeah, I prefer to be a bit more patient, maybe adding a bit here and there, but nothing of importance. So that's it for me, guys. We reviewed the market, we reviewed Nvidia's earnings, we reviewed the stock list, the portfolio, uh, and like I said, not sure that I will um, increase my exposure today. Maybe VST, like I said, but that would really need some weakness in VST and at the same time gaining some traction in my portfolio. Any questions, guys? All right, then. So I wish everyone a very good day. Take care, guys. Let's hope the market confirm that new uptrend attempt. And yeah, if you still have questions, don't forget there's the Q&A channel there if you'd like. Otherwise, I will be in the trading pit today again if you have questions. All right, so have a good one, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.